Swizz Beatz, you have been accused of beating women outside of your marriage.
I treat people how you want to be treated, and that is always how I think about it.
Alicia Keys just sent the internet into complete meltdown. The whispers are saying she didn't just clap back, she detonated a bomb that no one saw coming, accusing Lala Anthony of being secretly engaged to Swizz Beatz. Let that sink in, secretly engaged. Not casually linked, not just another harmless rumor, but supposedly tied up in the kind of way that makes even the most seasoned gossip watchers sit straight up. And the way it all unfolded? Not in a quiet studio corner or behind some vague blind item, but allegedly in a way that made sure the entire industry could hear it. For years, fans speculated about strange energy between Lala and Swizz, but Alicia putting her voice to the narrative takes this beyond speculation. This is no longer a little corner of the internet whisper, it's trending headline chaos. The scandal feels like a fire that's been slowly smoldering since the late 2010 second and is now suddenly a full inferno. When you piece together the timing, the anniversary celebrations, the suspicious optics, the resurfacing of old clips, it almost feels like Alicia finally decided she was done playing the part of the smiling wife. And that's what makes the story so electric. So before we get deeper into this mess, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment because you're going to want to stay locked in for what comes next.
He was beating it so bad, allegedly. Swizz told Lala, listen, you gotta back up. People are starting to talk. But Lala was enjoying herself too much, and she was starting to catch feelings, so say Mrs. Jones, okay? Here's my opinion on this. I've had women reach out. All I'm gonna say is this, okay? You not think out of all these years, Carmelo Anthony has been sticking and moving. You've heard this line before. I think that Lala was well within her right to hit something, but she had to be strategic. If she gonna hit somebody that's got a bigger dick and a bigger wallet than Carmelo. I'm just saying. Moving on.
The timing could not have been wilder. Alicia and Swizz had just hit their 15th wedding anniversary, posting picture-perfect love letters to each other online. Happy captions, dreamy photography, the whole world cooing at how solid they still seemed after all these years. Then, almost overnight, those same posts became the ironic backdrop to a rumor storm. Fans started doing what they do best, combing old footage, circling screenshots, throwing side-eye emojis across every platform. Suddenly, those anniversary posts didn't look like declarations of love anymore. They looked like distractions, like someone trying to keep the curtain closed while the backstage fire spread.
If how you got them is how you lose them was a person. If how you got that nigga is how you lose him was a person. I don't feel sorry for Alicia Keys. This man was a whole married man, okay, with his high school sweetheart. And you got caught fucking this man on the couch at the studio. It took this man's husband. I mean, it took this woman's husband. Then tried to be cool with her. If you ask me, they had a whole little Kirk, Rashida, and Jasmine type of situation going on for a minute. I don't feel sorry, and now he's allegedly cheated with Lala. I don't feel sorry for Alicia Keys. Motherfuckers be thinking because they famous or because they rich that nigga ain't going nowhere. Beyonce got cheated on, Halle Berry got cheated on. All these women be getting cheated on. I don't feel sorry for this bitch, not even a little bit. How you lose them, how you get them.
Protect myself from being hurt from people that I love. But I couldn't figure out how I was gonna make it.
That's the intoxicating part of celebrity drama. Timing flips the meaning of everything. Without a scandal, anniversary posts are sweet. With one, they become suspicious, curated attempts to control a narrative. Whether Alicia meant to or not, by putting Lala's name out there, she made every romantic gesture look like possible theater and every smile look like a mask. It's the kind of whiplash that fans can't resist dissecting, because in Hollywood, timing is always suspect. But this isn't the first time Swizz had to fight off this exact storyline. Roll back a few years and you'll find him already in defensive mode, shutting down whispers about him and Lala in the bluntest way possible. When those first rumors started gaining traction, Swizz jumped into the comment sections like a man on a mission, firing off a sharp knock it TF off at anyone peddling the story.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel bad for Alicia Keys. If you haven't heard what's going on, Alicia Keys has allegedly filed for divorce from her husband, citing that he has another baby on the way. It has also been said, allegedly, that he is sleeping with Lala Anthony. Yes. But I don't feel bad for Alicia Keys, because when she met him, he was in a loving marriage with a beautiful black woman, and she broke this man's marriage up. Her name was Mashonda. Yeah. Mashonda called Alicia Keys a homewrecker. And I must agree, she is a homewrecker. You cannot build a home on another woman's pain.
Yeah.
All right, so are you pulling it back? Ready?
Yeah, pull it back. Follow Egypt. Sheesh.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's. Sheesh.
It's crazy.
Nah, in person?
That's not the language of avoidance, it was confrontation. He didn't ignore it, didn't vaguely dismiss it. He flat out called the narrative fake. And at the time, Alicia seemed to take him at his word. He didn't just deny the rumor, he buried it under a landslide of affection. Birthdays came with extravagant gifts, including a custom luxury Maybach that cost hundreds of thousands. Studio sessions turned into remixes, praising Alicia as the queen of R&B. Public declarations of love spilled out like confetti, so over the top that fans didn't know whether to swoon or side-eye. But years later, with Alicia supposedly hinting at Lala in such a dramatic way, all of that love bombing looks different. Was it genuine devotion, or was it a distraction technique to silence doubt? Fans now replay those moments like evidence tapes, trying to see if Swizz was fighting for love or fighting to cover tracks. It also doesn't help that people have never stopped whispering about how Alicia and Swizz first came together. Back in 2010, their relationship was marked by controversy. His ex-wife Mashonda was vocal about feeling blindsided, about how the marriage seemed to overlap with her own.
Bro, you know, you're not doing too bad yourself. You come through and shut it down every single time. Tell me what you both are looking forward to tonight.
Just having fun and seeing a lot of people we haven't seen in a long time. You know, this is a night of art, supporting the Met as artists and collectors ourselves, and we just want to have fun and just have that New York state of mind.
Of course, you have so many big New York records.
Even though time eventually softened that narrative, Mashonda and Alicia later spoke about creating a blended family and moving forward. Many fans never let it go. The word karma has followed Alicia for years, bubbling up every time there's even a whiff of trouble in her marriage. So when Lala's name suddenly enters the chat, fans are quick to throw the past back in her face. How you get them is how you lose them. Whether that's fair or not, the internet loves symmetry, and to them, this looks like history looping back with a cruel sense of irony. For Alicia, that's the double bind. She's not just fighting a rumor in the present, she's fighting the ghosts of how her own love story started. And for gossip culture, it's irresistible. The same messy storyline playing out again, only this time she's the one being burned. Lala, of course, comes with her own complicated timeline. Her marriage to Carmelo Anthony collapsed in public, with rumors of infidelity dogging them until she officially filed for divorce. She spoke openly about the pain of it all, about whether she'd ever walk down the aisle again, and in interviews, she gave the impression of someone cautious, guarded, and focused on her son. That's why fans have so much fun splicing her timeline into Swizz's, because the overlap creates the kind of narrative tension gossip thrives on. Old red carpet clips of her interviewing Swizz suddenly look different. Lingering smiles and playful energy are read as subtle signals of something more. A friendly chat becomes a possible breadcrumb. And since Lala hasn't been publicly tied down in a way that stuck, it leaves room for the wildest theories to breathe. Every time she's seen with a new man, fans write it off as a decoy, a cover-up, a way to keep attention off the main story. And when she doesn't post couple pics or confirmations, the absence itself becomes fuel for speculation. Silence gets rewritten as strategy. It's the perfect storm. Her openness about heartbreak makes her relatable, while her mystery around current love life makes her the prime suspect for playing a long game. The edits don't help. Social media thrives on microclips, and Lala and Swizz have been caught in just enough casual interactions to keep the rumor alive. A smile held a second too long, a laugh shared a little too intimately, a camera pan that catches their eyes lingering. It's all chopped up, slowed down, set to dramatic music. and blast it out as proof. Of course, anyone who's ever been on a red carpet knows those moments can mean nothing. That's the job. Smile, laugh, make it look easy. But when Alicia herself seems to call it out, those harmless clips take on a whole new weight. Fans look back and say, "We saw it, we just didn't realize it." And that's the danger of retroactive storytelling. Once someone plants the seed, everything starts to fit the narrative, whether it truly does or not. The internet doesn't need facts, it just needs vibes. And once the vibes are set, they're hard to undo. What really twists the knife are the layers of cover-up theories. People swear that every time Lala's name heats up in relation to Swizz, another relationship suddenly appears to throw off the scent. One moment she's linked to a New York businessman, another to an anonymous mystery man, but nothing ever sticks. Nothing ever lasts. Fans call it a masterclass in PR misdirection. Give the blogs just enough to chase so they forget about the main story. And it's clever because by never confirming or denying, Lala lets the rumors burn themselves out while keeping her real cards close to the chest. But now, with Alicia allegedly making this engagement accusation, all those distractions are being reinterpreted. They no longer look like random dating, they look like smoke bombs to cover a bigger secret. It's the perfect example of how gossip culture recycles. What was once dismissed as harmless becomes suspicious once a new layer of scandal is laid on top. Of course, some parts of the internet aren't satisfied with just engagement whispers. They've piled on rumors of paternity tests, secret pregnancies, even allegations that Swizz fathered a child outside his marriage. It's the darkest branch of the rumor tree, and it's what makes Alicia's alleged decision to speak up feel so explosive. Because if those claims ever prove true, it's not just about a ring, it's about betrayal on the deepest level. Fans can't stop speculating whether Alicia is already preparing to file for divorce, pointing to the cold timing of those anniversary posts as possible evidence. Was she already holding court papers while posting smiling pictures? Was she playing her own PR game, showing the world a united front while knowing the truth was about to explode? It's the kind of theory that makes people gasp, because it plays into every fear of curated perfection hiding personal chaos. And if true, it would make Lala's supposed engagement less like a side rumor and more like the natural endgame of a marriage that's been unraveling behind closed doors for years. And that's the full circle cruelty of the story. In 2010, Alicia was painted as the other woman who broke up a marriage. In 2025, she's painted as the wife being broken apart by someone else. Whether or not any of this is true, the symmetry is brutal, and the internet loves nothing more than a cycle coming back around. Fans call it karma, critics call it inevitable, and Alicia is left fighting a narrative that feels scripted by forces bigger than her. Swizz's grand gestures, Lala's mystery, the old clips, the new rumors, it all collides into a narrative that feels almost predetermined. And the worst part? Without receipts, the truth is impossible to pin down. Was Lala playing a long game for years? Or is this all coincidence? A stack of random moments turned into a conspiracy because of one dramatic accusation? Until we see proof, it's all speculation. But speculation is what fuels gossip, and gossip is what makes stories like this unstoppable. So that's where things stand. A marriage milestone turned into a scandal stage. Old wounds reopened under the glow of new rumors. Lala Anthony cast as the quiet storm in Alicia Keys' love story. Swizz Beatz caught in the middle of public adoration and private suspicion, and an audience that can't stop dissecting every glance, every caption, every whisper. No one knows how this ends, but everyone's already choosing sides, writing headlines, and spinning theories. And for Alicia, the woman who built her career on music about truth and emotion, the most painful part might be that her personal life has now become its own kind of performance. Drop a comment, like, and subscribe, because if this drama is just heating up, you're going to want to see how messy the next act gets. And just when people thought this story couldn't get any more layered, fans started digging into the deeper psychology of it all. Some say Alicia's alleged public accusation wasn't just about calling out Lala, it was about reclaiming power. For years, she's had to carry the karma narrative on her back, with people reminding her of how her love story with Swizz began. By flipping the script and naming Lala, she suddenly shifts the narrative. She's not the villain anymore, she's the woman standing up against betrayal. That's why this hits differently. It's not just drama, it's generational drama, with patterns repeating and roles reversing. And viewers can't resist analyzing it like a Greek tragedy playing out on Instagram. Was Alicia making a chess move, knowing the internet would turn sympathy in her direction? Or was she simply fed up and finally snapping? Either way, her decision has sparked a wave of conversations about loyalty, image, and the way celebrity women are forced to navigate public perception while still trying to handle private heartbreak. And that's why this mess doesn't feel like it's going away anytime soon. It's too layered, too symbolic, too perfectly messy for the culture to let go. The biggest question now is what comes next. If Alicia truly is preparing to step away, does that mean a public divorce battle is looming? Could Lala really go from being painted as a side rumor to suddenly standing as a public fiancé? Or will Swizz himself try once again to pull out the grand gestures, the flashy displays of love, to calm the storm before it tears everything apart? This is the crossroads moment. Every move from here will be scrutinized, dissected, and picked apart by millions. Fans are already preparing for surprise interviews, cryptic posts, maybe even new music that doubles as a tell-all in disguise. Because in Hollywood, scandals don't just stay scandals, they turn into content, into projects, into legacies. And as much as everyone claims to hate the drama, the truth is they can't stop watching, can't stop guessing, can't stop waiting for the next twist. Alicia, Swizz, and Lala are now locked in a triangle the world refuses to stop talking about. And no matter which way it breaks, this story has already cemented itself as one of the juiciest, most unforgettable scandals of the year.